On this edition of Lexington Now, new ARPA grants, expanding housing for seniors, and a new dog park. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of September 5th, 2022. A new initiative to help nonprofits was announced this past week. It's part of the $121 million Lexington received from the American Rescue Plan Act.
As you know, the American Rescue Plan Act, also known as ARPA, brought $120 million of federal funding to Lexington. The funds have been used across our city for many projects and programs. And today, we announce the $6.4 million allocation of ARPA funds to one-time capital grants for nonprofits. Yes, big deal. We've never done this before. This is a great thing. These grants will support 45 nonprofit projects, 45, and representatives of several of the 23 agencies that operate these projects are with us today. They each applied to tell us what their project was going to be. You may ask exactly what do these capital grants help fund? Well, here are some examples. Improved roofing, electrical, plumbing, and other interior repairs for Arbor Youth Services. Renovation of classrooms for Home Builders Association Education Foundation. Passenger vans for Bluegrass Care Navigators, God's Pantry, Movable Feast, Children's Advocacy Center, and the Refuge Clinic. IT infrastructure for Legal Aid of the Bluegrass. A new generator for Greenhouse 17. A new security system for the Hope Center. And much, much more.
As Commissioner of Social Services, it is my duty to uphold the department's mission of providing and supporting the system of human services in Lexington, Fayette County. This system includes you, our dear partners, who tirelessly supply the most vulnerable populations with much needed assistance. Our reach as a department can only go so far. However, through our partnerships and programs like this one and the Extended Resource Grants Program, we, LFUCG, and nonprofit organizations together can make true impacts and address the damage that COVID-19 and the recent inflation has had on our community. These capital projects will make it possible for agencies to have, for example, expanded spaces, vans that actually work, state-of-the-art kitchens to serve meals, projects that possibly have been put off for years so that every precious dollar donated or every dollar hard-won through grant applications can be spent towards programming. Or maybe they are capital expenditures that were considered pipe dreams because, you know, we can't spend money on that. We have to save for a rainy day. We recognize the importance of investing in that new building or those updated computer systems. They all of these projects will increase the quality, efficiency, and effectiveness of your services, and therefore will benefit our great Lexington Fayette County community. Thank you.
Christian Towers, a local residence option for seniors, broke ground on a major expansion, sure to be a benefit to older residents of Lexington.
So today we're celebrating the construction of Christian Towers 2, affordable housing for low-income senior citizens and mobility-impaired adults over the age of 18. There will be 40 units in this building. Each apartment will have one bedroom and include new appliances, individual heating and air conditioning, washer-dryer hookups, and walk-in showers. This building will have a beauty salon and share a fitness center and other community spaces. The company is also rehabilitating the 92 apartments in the rear, adjoining Christian Towers 1. The development is for people aged 62 or over whose household incomes are at or below 60% of area median income. This property was the recipient of $500,000 from the city through its Affordable Housing Fund, as well as low-income tax credits from Kentucky Housing Corporation. Total development costs exceed $37 million, so thank you for that commitment to our community. Since its inception in 2014, Lexington's Affordable Housing Fund has invested over $24 million and leveraged another $350 million for development and preservation of about 3,000 affordable housing units. This year, we are taking the government's commitment to affordable housing to the next level. The council and I committed $10 million in American Rescue Plan funds to affordable housing, $10 million. And through our city budget, I also proposed an additional $3 million for our Affordable Housing Fund, which the council adopted.
We are pushing for a January move-in date, so if the rain will hold off, we feel confident we will meet that, and we will be moving in 40 new residents or families, or maybe possibly couples or sisters that will move into our community. They're all one-bedroom units, and they will be beautiful. We will actually move the leasing office to the new facility, and we'll have a huge, beautiful community center that is large enough for all the residents for both buildings, and they will share amenities here. We encourage pets, which our seniors love. We will have a dog park area and, of course, some walking trails here on the property, and we're just really excited about. So excuse our mess as we have progress going on around us.
Welcome to the 11th District this cloudy and a little bit rainy morning. I am so happy to have the Christian Towers expansion in my neighborhood and literally in my backyard. My property backs up to this property. And, the first property has been here for many, many years and has been housing independent seniors. And it's really been a good neighbor in this community. They're quiet and respectful, and I love coming over here for rummage sales and talking to seniors. And then I used to come here to vote, as it was a voting area, and it was really fun to come here close by to my house and get to know the residents here. They're going through a bit of growing pains right now, but the end result will be well worth the wait. This city has helped provide these funds for affordable housing, and these types of partnerships with the city are crucial to fill a void that we have in affordable housing in this community. This development is a great example of providing the type of housing that we need here in Lexington. I often get inquiries about affordable housing, and people ask me, where can I rent something that I can afford? And as you know, oftentimes there's not a lot of good answers. And I am very excited that now, because of Christian Towers expansion, we have more options. I'm also glad that they're working on the older part. I was able to take a tour the other day. I stopped by and I looked at how they had rehabbed the units, and I just appreciate their commitment to finish this project and serve so many more seniors.
When we come back, a new space for man's best friend. Welcome back to Lexington Now. A new space for frolicking with your furry best friend was just opened at a popular Lexington park. We were there for the ribbon cutting.
We are here today to officially open a new dog park in Veterans Park, our city's 7th dog park. Let me give you a little tiny bit of history. In 1999, I co-founded Friends of the Dog Park, a nonprofit which then immediately began raising private dollars, me too, to help build our dog parks. And 2 others of our original group are here with us. Shannon and Miranda are 2 of the original Friends of the Dog Park in their Friends of the Dog Park t-shirts. Good to see you all. And after we formed our nonprofit in the year 2000, we asked the Parks Advisory Board to create a dog park committee. And I think we have some Parks Advisory Board members here. If you're on that board, will you raise your hands? Yes, thank you all so much. So we set to work building our dog parks. And we knew already that people loved taking their dogs to an off-leash area. And this was a new idea in Lexington. Our committee got in a van. Remember that day? We all piled in a van and we traveled throughout the community with our maps in hand to find city property for potential dog parks. And this resulted in a master plan so that we could build dog parks in every quadrant of our city so that everyone was fairly close to a dog park.
I want to share a quote I found that I think is applicable. It says, "Some of our greatest historical and artistic treasures we place with curators in museums. Others we take for walks." This speaks to the passion, love, and esteem that dog owners have for their dogs. And I'm speaking to the choir here, just looking at you all. This is a celebration today, cutting this ribbon at this great dog park in Veterans Park. A few years ago, I met Mr. Phil Greer of Greer Properties on another pet project, and that is a pun intended. It was breaking the bronze ceiling that celebrated the monument downtown, celebrating the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote. After we finished and he pledged his support to that project, he looked at me and he said, "Kathy, now I need a favor." And I thought to myself, I thought he just did a favor for me. He said, "My wife and I, Mary, would like to find some land and pay for a dog park." Well, just so happened the city had this land at Veterans Park available, and the city stepped forward, the Greer stepped forward, and that's why we're here today.
Thanks, Mayor. And thank you to all of you for coming out today in our perfect little 4-legged space here in Lexington. Our council members, our mayor, our administration, and folks like the Greers understand the importance of this public space for not only all of our humans, but for our dogs as well. As the mayor said, it's the city's 7th area committed to dogs here in Lexington. Our designers worked with the Greer family as well as Friends of the Dog Park to ensure all these awesome amenities. I do want to announce that October 15th, we are partnering with Kentucky Utilities to initiate a Plant the Planet grant to plant trees in this wonderful new dog park. So we know dog owners and dogs want trees. We want shade. It not only helps our environmental responsibility, but it encourages us to stay longer in this wonderful space.
Mary and I have lived on the south end of Lexington for over 50 years. We had dogs before we were married 52 years ago. We love the South and we love dogs. All 9 of my wife's dogs she has had through the years are honored on the fence with metal cutouts. It's what we had. They brought us much love and joy. They taught us unconditional love and loyalty. It is wonderful to see a place where they can run free of leash and enjoy playing with other dogs. We hope you bring your dogs here and enjoy them in this beautiful park and build memories. Our philosophy is all dogs should be loved and spoiled.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
And speaking of man's best friend, there are many rites of passage marking summer in the Bluegrass. One popular tradition marking the close of Lexington's pools for the season is the annual Doggy Paddle.
The Humane Society is Central Kentucky's largest adoption agency. We find homes for an average of 4,000 animals every year. If it is an animal, we will find a home for it. We have dogs and cats, obviously, rabbits, snakes, skinks, horses, cows, pigs, sheep, rams, turkeys. We had an African parrot one time. If it makes an animal noise, we'll adopt it out. Doggy Paddle is Lexington's largest pool party just for dogs. It's one of our 4 core fundraisers that we have every year. It's a really good time for dogs to come and splash around in the pools before they get drained for the season. This will be the 7th Doggy Paddle. So it started with Friends of the Dog Park. They were putting on Doggy Paddle, and then it just got bigger and bigger, and they needed our support, so we came in and helped them out with it, then subsequently took it over. And it's still, some of the proceeds still go to Friends of the Dog Park, and the rest come to the Humane Society. This year's Doggy Paddle is September 10th at the Woodland Park Aquatic Center. They can expect to see lots of dogs having a very good time. They can also shop local pet-related vendors and exclusive Lexington Humane Society merchandise. They can go to adoptlove.net to learn more about Doggy Paddle, learn more about LHS as a whole, and to register their dog for the event. They can just come to watch. Yeah, it's a super cute, super fun event, so they can definitely swing by just to hang out and see the dogs have fun. Every dollar raised through this event, whether it's registration or merchandise, goes directly to support the animals in Lexington. We need to thank MetLife. They're the event sponsor this year. We also want to thank Woodland Park and Friends of the Dog Park, and most importantly, all of the volunteers that make this possible. So come to Doggy Paddle September 10th at Woodland Park. You can watch all the dogs have a great time. Tick will be there as an ambassador dog of LHS, so we hope to see everyone.
A new tasting room is opening soon to connoisseurs of one of Kentucky's best-known products, bourbon. Here's more.
Our city has a lot going for it. An urban core with a major university, surrounded by beautiful working farms and the equine industry. This unique combination attracts many visitors to our city. Fresh Bourbon's approach to bourbon tourism, which is centered on the consumer's experience in a unique, elevated way, is an asset not only to Lexington's bourbon tourism, but to the entire state. They will be providing a unique bourbon tourism experience with a fresh bourbon concept and elegance. It's a great combination with our successful distillery district here. The Fresh Bourbon Tasting Room will be within walking distance of downtown hotels, restaurants, and other attractions, not to mention people getting off work in the afternoon, right? So this will become a new draw for Lexington visitors and a popular stop for those coming to our city for conventions and conferences at our upgraded Central Bank Center and our world-renowned equine events like the Keeneland Sales and Meets, the Breeders' Cup World Championships, the Land Rover Kentucky 3-day event, and much, much more. Not only can fresh bourbon be the start of someone's journey through Kentucky's many bourbon distilleries, but it's a start of something really great for Lexington.
I can't think of a better way to kick off National Bourbon Heritage Month than by celebrating the opening of Fresh Bourbon Distillery Company's tasting room. So in many ways, we share an experience in common. Because I remember back in February 2020, Fresh Bourbon announced its plans to build a new $5.4 million, 34,000 square foot facility in the Distillery District. One of the first big bourbon announcements I had a chance to make as governor, actually one of the first of now $1.2 billion of spirit announcements that have been made during my term as governor. But we know what happened next. A month later, a month into your plans, I guess 3 months into mine, a once-in-a-century global pandemic hit. And with the pandemic came unexpected hurdles and challenges and hardships. But Sean and Tia Edwards didn't give up. And today we stand here celebrating their hard work. While their new distillery takes shape, we have this amazing tasting room where we can share a glass of their premium quality bourbon and look ahead to their bright future. Let's give it up for Sean and Tia.
Just want to talk a little bit about my bourbon journey. On my bourbon journey, I found that I wanted a guide to help me in my taste in the bourbon industry. I found that my taste in bourbon was in a cocktail, and that there are millions of people out there just like me that want to experience their bourbon in a cocktail. And so I thought, where's my cocktail in the distillery tours? I wanted the fresh bourbon tasting room to be the experience that I wished that I had when learning about bourbon and finding my taste. So the philosophy of the Fresh Bourbon Tasting Room experience is to guide people to finding their own taste in bourbon. Be it neat, on the rocks, in an amazing cocktail like me, it's wonderful.
As the first African Americans to make bourbon in the state of Kentucky since slavery. We were recognized by the Kentucky State Senate, and Reggie Thomas, who couldn't be here today, he sends his regards. He did want me to say that to everybody. But, you know, going down there and having that experience, because we did not know it going into the process. We just wanted to make a good product, award-winning product. And learning that in the process is very, you know, is very important to us that we represent with a level of excellence.
It may be a holiday week, but business isn't slowing down at City Hall with a full schedule of meetings on Lex TV. And as always, you can watch them here or streaming online. And remember, for the most accurate and up-to-date information on all city business, check out our website at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.